What's going on, everybody? It's Amma Jamma here. Welcome to another live trading with myself and my charts. I'm going to pop this link in a couple places, of course, like usual, and we will get started. I just want to make sure we've got it ready to go in a couple places here. And I think we're good. Okay, my post posted. We'll just get started today. I'm not going to overly concern myself with it. All right. A couple thoughts about the market today. We've got, Mr. President himself having a little conference about Russia in about an hour here. So that's something, maybe less than an hour. I'm not sure at the exact time. I've been doing all my prep work this morning, so I haven't really been on, a lot of the news sites this morning too much. So that's something to be aware of overall. And the setup of the market in general. We always talk about this. Let's pop the SPY on first, and then we'll go through our daily runners and check those out. Let me pull the SPY up, and we'll look at what's going on. We're down about 0.25%, one point right now. Nothing substantial, relatively flat. You know the routine. 15-minute chart. We're gonna start. Sorry, something fell behind me on my desk. We're gonna start on this 15-minute chart and check that out, and we'll go from there. 2 hours of this 15-minute chart. As you can see here, this trend line is a little transient, meaning it takes a lot of different shapes in different just forms in general. You can argue that we've lost the trend here depending on how you draw this trend line. Because if you draw this trend line, so you work wick high over here and through there, whatever it might be. But honestly, what I think we lost this trend line, to be honest. I think we need to either come back and retest it pretty immediately, or we're going to have a pretty substantial downtrend. I am bearish for the most part today. Doesn't mean it's going to happen, but if we pop on the 15-minute chart here, we can see this trend line, and it moves every time you move it on. I really don't like Weibo. One of these days it's going to be Trading View, and you guys are just going to have to start learning Trading View. But what I want to see is a retest of this trend line here. We could see obviously this little bit of resistance we've had pre-market, and then we've got our gap up to market close yesterday. So we'll pop a little bit of a box here. I want to see how we work at, if we break bullish at market open, how we work on this box right here. So we're gonna pop this box right here from our close yesterday to our close. Actually, I want to keep it here. I want to see to that closing point, not what happened after hours. I'm not as concerned about that. But this 403.23 is quite interesting because it's the lowest point we've had for quite a while here, guys. I mean, we're going back, let's see, 2-3 weeks here. We're going back to the beginning of February. So we're going back about 3 weeks here since we've had this low. We could see we got this wick low at 402.21. That's our do or die point. We lose 402.21. I think we touch 400 pretty quickly. I still think we test it either way, but of course, you guys know how the market can behave. And then our second touch point I'm looking at is this low here. Approximately, what is this? 403, right where we're at right now. So what we want to see happen pre-market is we want to see a break above, we want to see that heavy break right now, and then try to start filling that gap up to where we closed yesterday. So I'm not going to tell you where I'm going to take calls, puts, any of that until we're in the moment. But for now, that's just something to watch, something to look at. Let's pop on our top runners. ETAO is one very, very interesting to me. We had a pop pre-market, and we lost that entire. We pulled all the way back, and we're literally red again. This thing popped up to $10 from like the 560 area for about 80% here. And this is a teeny tiny float too. What's our float? Our free float is 1.76 million. That's what we want to watch for. That's what we like to see. So obviously, what are we looking at on this one, Amma Jamma? Let me make my screen where you guys could see it. I'm so sorry. Thank you, Mr. Knight. Thank you. Thank you for mentioning that. I totally forgot it was like that. So I'm kind of watching this right here, this little trend line of sorts. It's not perfect. We know it's not perfect. We had that bullish breakout above it, but this is kind of the area I'm looking at right here. I want to see a break above it. We do have some pretty solid support though, this double bottom area here. So, this is my first watch pre-market red. We did have 100% pop on this. We even played this in the Discord from about $5 or $6 or so. I forget our entry price. I think it was $6.80 to $10 already today. And it's a micro float. So it's one that I'm very, very interested in. Maybe above 530 would be my first point where I would think about playing ball on this one. And then obviously we want to see that hold at that low of pre-market, that 432. So we're watching that 530 area, which I know is 20% from the low to the high, but I'm not really looking to play it in here. With a microfloat like this, you get one candle and you could get just obliterated with, 10% down on one single candle. And that's what we're trying to avoid. So, but ETAO top watch coming in market open today, 530 would be my level where I'm very, very interested. Let's check our top runners. We had a really slow start to the day, and then we had some nice pop from there. We had MOB. We played this one in the Discord as well. So obviously we've got a pretty strong base here, and we could see the little bit of a wedge. We're consolidating, we're tightening up. We've got the Trinity, we've got the formula. All right. We've established a pretty, even though we didn't pull back to our golden fibs, which we want to see. Of course, we'd love to see that. And we will not ignore that, because I talk a lot about getting set up and taking those entries in these positions where we didn't quite pull back as much as I wanted to see it, our no zone. So, but if we do hold here above this 38 fibs, because if you pop that fibs back on, you can see we are following the fibs pretty stinking exact where we're sitting right here. So we'll keep the fibs on this one. We'll test the fibs on this one. But for me, this tells me over 272, 273 is about the entry I'm definitely looking for on this one. And a break above that trend line. Those are two areas we're watching, or this test back into our golden fibs golden zone, which we love to see. So ARB is another one. We've had a couple pops. We had a really strong pop early morning. As you can see, yes, this was 3:04. This is this morning, as it says 3:03, but I am Central Time, so it's an hour off. The chart times you see for me is you have to add an hour to get that Eastern, that stock market time. I apologize about that. So pre-market, we just kind of stair-stepped up the whole day. We played this a few times for some really great profits along the way. We'll pop a couple lines. We talk about those stair-step up, which is critical when you're playing momentum stocks. So what I see here is, even though we have stepped back down, we've got a couple more levels here. Like I'll put this level up. We've got a couple levels we have stair stepped up today, and this should actually be here. But we did break above one of those levels, which was this area here. So for me, that's pretty interesting. And, with some good volume in the market open above 689, 690 would be my area where I would look to take an entry, which would be right about this area here. And then obviously with something like that, we wouldn't want to lose that wick low area. Or I would want to see a bounce off of our next trend line, which is down at 611. So above 689, 690 would be my entry I'm looking at on this one. I can go more into depth. If you're part of the Discord, Joshua Jones, I can go more into depth. If you're not, the Discord's Discord/GG Penny Boys. You can also reach out in the Discord. We've got a bunch of videos for that. This is more live trading. Like, I'm absolutely willing to teach Fibonacci retracement to you. But maybe in the Discord at this point would be the best time to get that question answered. And if you're not part of the Discord, then join the Discord. It's for free. There we go. It's got it right there. So use that link right there to join the Discord, guys. And then that's making my camera a little weird. But I can jump into it maybe at the end of the stream too. So anyway, back to the charts. But it's definitely something I am willing to teach. And if you are part of I don't know how about all you guys give me your Discord names so I know who I'm talking at here. Okay, perfect. If you want to join us on the live trading in a little while on Discord, the Discord exclusive live trading, I will absolutely go over some solid fibs stuff for you today. All right, so this one, as you can see, we were in the downtrend, this TRKA. This was the top runner at 4 a.m. As you can see from these candles here, 3 lower wicks. All right, so that's kind of the area we're looking at. We got these 3 lower wicks, and then we started to downtrend, a combination of these two. We can see that we have this little bit of a channel here, but within that, um, we had this mini break of the wedge, because this is a very deep channel right here. So as you could see, we don't necessarily want to wait for a break out of this channel. This channel goes from 27 cents up to 38 cents. I mean, that's, 25 to 30%. So what I'm looking at is, if we pop on our 5-minute chart, or even our 5-minute here, what's our area we're looking at? This is a pretty strong area of confluence here. And so this would be where I'm kind of looking for that break over this area at market open. I would say over 32 cents. We could see a strong push. This time a couple times we broke over 32 cents today. We've had those strong pushes. Obviously, this is not what I would consider a bullish flag anymore, because the flag is longer than the pole, which kind of just diminishes the value, in my opinion. That's not saying that I don't think it could break bullish out of this area. Of course, that's just saying what I'm looking at. And then we'd love to see that strong bounce at the pre-market low, and then a break above the lowest level. So watch for that bounce around 28 cents, and then a break back above 29.5 cents. Those would be my 2 entries. So something like this. So we come down and take that bounce off this area here and come back up, and then take that entry around 29 cents. I'll put up a line on there so we come back and check it later. Remember, if you're new to these streams, please pick out what stocks work for you, what you like, what I'm saying. I don't want to see you miss entries because you are simply following my charts and what I'm going through in that time. I'm trying to give you a multitude of different trades you could possibly take into market open. So if this is the trade you say, okay, this chart makes sense, then plan those levels on this chart. Don't miss it because we happen to be on a separate chart. All right, so we've got, as you remember, we went over MOB already, and we went over ARBE and TRKA. We've got our levels ready for all those. We've got about 2 minutes till market open. Another thing I can see with this ARBE, I'm surprised I didn't pop this line on before, was this right here. And we're actually retesting it right now, which to me indicates I like to see this retest, because if we do have another break, because we hit our head all through pre-market the last 2 hours, since 8 a.m. Eastern. So for 90 minutes now, we've been hitting our head against this resistance. We broke out of it. We had the impulsive break. You guys know about our 5 steps to trading a trend break. So that impulsive break out, that pullback, and then the push again. I don't have my TradingView linked where I'm actually buying and selling on TradingView. I'm buying and selling on Thinkorswim, Robinhood, and Webull, depending on what the trade is and what I have pulled up. So I wouldn't actually be live trading per se on TradingView. I would just have it for the charting purposes. And you can set alerts and stuff like that. I can go over some TradingView stuff one day. All right. I'll tease one that I haven't really been too interested in. Pre-market is kind of all over the place, very scattered from Friday afternoon. So all right. So we're at market open now. Let me pop on this minute chart, and we'll watch these 3 stocks we're watching here and see how it goes. That immediate impulse candle, we're getting immediate rejection. Candle 1. I wanted to see that push over our 272 area pretty quickly. Within a first couple minutes here, which we're definitely not getting it. That same wick high area from resistance before is where we're hitting resistance right now, which is why we drew where we drew. All right, that's the area I'm looking at, this double top that we have now drawn. And if we're going to watch if we see the rejection and a loss of our fibs 248 here. If we lose 248, I really don't want to touch it till 213. And again, 271 was our entry on this one. And it's playing games. It's looking like it wants to get there. I don't know if filled. Okay, 273. So it did fill if you had that order set, which I would be surprised if anyone did. However, if you did get filled, don't let this go below, this area here, this 245, 240 area. This is actually the exact bounce I want to see. We've got wicks at the top, which I don't like to see because it's showing a lot of pressure. A lot of selling pressure when we're hitting there. We've got 11K block at 248 as well. I need to see my time and sales a little more, guys. All right, there we go. All right. So I'm honestly not feeling bullish about this at this moment. We'll see what the next couple minutes bring. Let's do ARBE. So we wanted to see, this is the area we would on our stair steps up and down. At this area, I'm not really touching. I want to see us come 2/3 back up this candle at least. All right. This one little bounce candle, you get those dead cat bounces at 25% retracement on any impulsive sell off like that. So I want to see this actually push back above our trend line before I would even consider taking entry. So the price will vary depending on where it hits at the trend line. And finally, TRKA, that one, okay, so that one did break that 30 cents, went up 32 cents, about 9% on that candle there. If anyone got a buy and a sell off on market order with some hotkeys, I mean, that was probably pretty stinking quick for most people. This is the bounce zone we'd like to see, though. Of course, that same entry above, 31 cents is what we're looking at here, or I'd prefer to see us come down to 28 cents to test that area first. This in-between area, not too exciting to me with what's going on. And then let's pop on. I actually want to go to ETAO as well. So it's definitely testing this area. We just don't have the volume. This is one I talked about last week, a couple different stocks as well, and a few weeks ago with it wasn't exactly ready that day, but it like looks really, really great for the future. Put ETAO on your watch list, guys. Watch this. Top, I'm talking to you. Put this one on there. Little slow float, popped for 100% today, gave it all back. The daily looks really interesting here. It's just one to watch at this point here. We've had some nasty sell-off over the last, it's just very interesting to know this ETAO, I think, could have a pretty epic run coming up here. All right, let's pop back on these, and then we'll pop over to our options in a moment and check on those. All right, so we almost came to we didn't come to our 231. I wouldn't consider that an entry. That's still 3 cents above that golden fibs, not necessarily saying, it bounced where we expected it to bounce. It didn't come there. It didn't hit it. That's just the reality of it. So this wouldn't be where we would take an entry. This is our no-no zone. We are sitting in our do not touch zone. Right here, which I had said before. So I'm not taking anything unless we at least pull back into this area or break back above that 251. This is just has trap written all over it to me. And there's our red candle. ARBE, this is our bounce area we're looking at from our last resistance point. And honestly, it could keep pulling back. We're still at 40% on the day. Immediate dump off and market open. This is one to pay attention to these levels throughout the day. 550, 588, 612, and 659. Pay attention to those levels. Watch this for the bounces of these levels, even when we're off the air, guys, because these trades, a lot of these levels will work all day. We've had so many stocks where we're live trading. I say, look at this or watch this point, and later in the day, it hits it and blasts for 50, 60, 100%. I mean, seriously, guys. Even GNS was a watch list when we popped for like 14%, 1,400% on that over the next couple weeks. I called GNS before it ever even hit anyone's radar on these live trading. So that's my shameless plug for the morning. I don't really do that too much. I'm not big into trying to sell you guys stuff while we're trading. But come check out our Discord, Penny Boys Discord. Discord/GG Penny Boys. Come check us out. Let me pop it back up and we will go from there. These banners are all messed up and I don't know why. There we go. Discord.gg/Penny Boys. That is our Discord. Check it out. So we're coming back up to this trend line here. Very interesting. What I want to see here, I want to see that clean break over it. Mob is selling off too, but we are coming into our golden fib zone. So we'll watch that as well. TMDI. No, nothing going on with TMDI in my opinion here. Not really. I'm not sure if that was you were asking about a stock or what with that. So all right, we're going to pop on over to options. We don't have too much going on the stock side. I mean, we've got one trying to break up into that area, the 644. Let me pop up. Let me shift this to 1 day, see if anything was breaking out into market up HCDI, which I totally missed. That was on my watch list as well from this week. So if you followed the watch list in the Discord, guys, this is one we had actually talked about. So Yeah, obviously we're not chasing in at this point here. So what do you do at this point? When you miss the run, what do? You wait for the top, you wait for some pullback, and you pop the fibs on it. You establish those trend channels. I'm not going to run into something that has popped 80% in 7 minutes. That's not what we're trying to do. We got LNZA on a halt. That's just a 1 minute candle halt. So it's one we could watch coming out of there. And iBio's one that we've been watching from Friday. So let's look at the 15-minute on this one, because this one's interesting because it is a small float that's been running hot for a while here. Definitely on the top runners Friday as well. So what we want to look at now is this area here. We're looking at two little zones. I'm on the 15-minute here. Obviously, we had this nice little breakout. We would love to, the dream would be to, pick up some support at the $1.60 area to get a clear push. Obviously we got a couple candles here. This would be the area I'm kind of looking at as the main area where we at least sat for a few minutes. So let's see a pullback here. So if we get a pullback, say from 165 to 169, and then a secondary push up, or as we're watching the second level, we start to see this turning green with a nice strong second level. It could be a little sooner than that because I don't really see too many walls set up here at all. So we could get that pop over that 180 again pretty quickly here over the next couple minutes. If we get a hard rejection at the 180 and come down, ideally we want to get to this area, this yellow box, before we would even think of taking entry. That's what we want to see. We want to see that pullback before the secondary push up. We don't chase, people. Same thing with HCDI. Look at that. If we would have chased, we got caught immediately and we're down 15%. We don't chase. All right. So we're going to watch what happens here. I want my fibs now. I want to measure our impulse from the bottom to the top, and I'm keeping it on. We want to see these levels here and see what happens over the next couple minutes because we're not chasing into this. Mob is selling off. We are sitting in our fib zone where we would like to see a bounce. So at this point, I want to see us over, say, 240 for an entry. So I would give 240 as our entry on MOB. I'm not really touching it before that. 231, of course, is our next level fibs. Your safest entry is going to be 248, over that 248. Our box here, your riskier entry is going to be that 240. HCDI, still pulling back a little bit. Like I said, I really don't like to take trades in this area. All right, that's like my, sorry guys. That's like my, nope, no. Oh, hell to the no. That's what I call it. I know I'm a dork, guys. I have a 16-year-old daughter. Shoot me. All right, but we are getting that pop out of that area here. So that would be our entry. 65 cents would be our entry. I'd like to see that candle push up over that 74 cents in the next couple minutes here to really get that strong push. Because we bounced kind of off that the 382 fibs and then got that push up. And that's what we wanted to see. That's what I was just getting at. And now we should break that 74 cents. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a halt if we break the 74 cents. If we don't break the 74 cents in the next couple minutes, I think we come down even harder and we end up really testing that fibs, that golden fibs area. I wouldn't be surprised to see that if we can't break that 74 cents right now. I'm talking like 2-3 minutes max. It's a wrap. And if we give up 2/3 of this candle, which it's moving so fast, I can't even explain. Anyone who's familiar with me, though, knows if we give up 2/3 of this candle right away here, it's done. Put a fork in it. I think we definitely come down and test that 54 cents if we eat up 2/3 of this candle right here and don't bounce instantly off of this fibs at 64.648. Okay, let me breathe a little bit. So we had a nice little candle here. If we did take that entry, we're kind of sitting right at that yucky, nasty level of maybe you're in and up a penny, maybe you're down a penny, this and that. That's why we talk about the riskier entries and the safer entries. It is kind of the middle of a fib zone here, but we did get that strong bounce between that 618 and that 50 fibs, which is meaningful to me. ARB, we got, wow. What the heck happened here? Do you see this is a perfect, is this a real key? Did this actually have orders filling at this price? Let me check this thing. Yeah. All right. We absolutely had orders at that price level. All right. So, as you know, We were waiting for that impulsive break. I couldn't give you a price, but we were waiting for that impulsive break. I'm not even counting that 693. Even the impulsive break of the second candle, 636, we hit up to 670. That's, 5-6%. That's what we're looking for on the trades. And you can see how these impulsive candles move when you break out of a long-term trend channel, because we had the hit our head, popped out, retested, failed, came right back in. So the second test is usually cleaner. When you guys are live trading and you're looking for those entries, that second test is the test we want to see. That's usually 70-75% of the time your cleaner break you're going to get. In here, you got screwed, got maybe a couple pennies, if that. But you wait for the retest and you wait for that second push out. Look at how clean that was. It's just beautiful. That's perfection. Even if it's only 3-4%, it's clean candles. It's what you're looking for. That's absolutely what we're looking for on shit like that. All right, what's HCDI doing? All right, so now I do expect HCDI to come down. We want to see this baby in the golden fibs area. We want to see that 49 to 52 cents, and then that strong bounce. Once we're in this red here, I'm not touching it. I want to see it pull back, or I want to see the impulsive break over 74. We are making this entire zone at this point. I'm not touching shit in this zone. All right, that's just the reality of it. Now we don't touch that zone. All right, let's pop over to options before I jump on out of here. We got a couple minutes. Watch for another breakout on this one. HCDI, we know what we're looking for. MOB is hanging out in our golden fibs area. We'll wait and see what happens with that one. And ARB is acting like it wants to continue a little bit. We shall see. Let's pop on recently viewed. Let's look at our TMDI. I'm sorry. ETAO is the one I'm actually watching. So again, this is a longer term watch, guys. ETAO, if we stay above 430, I like this to get above 525. If we can hold 430, I like entry above 525. I don't like it before that because we hit our head too many times. Your riskier entry is going to be 480, but be ready for rejection at 525 if you take the riskier entry. Okay? Good morning. How are you doing? I'm doing well. All right, let's pop on some options before we pop on out of here. Let's look what this SPY is doing. All right, so we knew what we were watching. We saw the we see we broke over that little bit of resistance here, but we're in the do not touch zone. Honestly, for me at this area here, I would like to see a strong. This is kind of the don't break my own rules zone. I don't really want to touch anything in this area here. All right. That's kind of, I'm not really trying to mess with that. Last week, I'm human, guys. Last week, we got into a SPY trade towards a double top, and we got a little lit up on it. I mean, we had like 15-20% on the table, but that's unacceptable on 0 DTE. That's like a losing trade. Anyone who's claiming these big, I'm the greatest, and I got 15% on a 0 DTE, no, you got lucky, because it moves that much in like 1 or 2 minutes. You did not have some great trade. You got lucky. So, we're not looking to take those kind of trades. We're establishing a little bit of a trend channel already, though. All right, let's pop some lines on the test. All right, so we've got our wick this here, and then we've got this here. All right, so let's watch what this does. And we're already kind of impulsively breaking out. We might immediately throw that away, but we are kind of popping back in. Very interesting. All right. I don't want to get caught taking loss of wick entries. All right. I want to wait for the retest today. We're going to be patient. When we pop on over to the Discord today, we're going to be patient in where we take these entries. We're not getting caught on one little candle wick down. We're going to be very careful in our entries. Coin, that's fantastic. Anyone from the Discord that took my coin swing over the weekend, we've got, I can't remember, I think we have spreads on coin. And, please protect your profits, guys. We do have coin. And then we had a live exclusive, live Netflix puts as well. So those are the two we're watching. So this is kind of our little channel we're watching. That was a major pickup of support there, guys. That's a strong candle. All right. But like I said, we're not touching anything between these two purple lines. We are not doing it. We're not doing it. So we're just going to watch right now. Let's see if we bounce again off this little channel here. Let's see what happens, because we're in indecision right now. Let's be real. Airbnb is pushing up a little bit. That's kind of expected. Let me delete some of these that I'm not really in particular wanting to trade right now. Verizon's selling off a little bit. Lockheed. Okay, so Lockheed, you could see. Lockheed I like to play, but it's got some wide spreads. If you play this one, you got to be careful. And then we've got this little double bottom here. So I just want to plot this so we could come back to it later. We haven't decided what stocks are in trade. We do that in the Discord. We pick a list and we stick with those. So you guys could all chart them together, and we're good to go on those. All right. This is bull bear trap central. When you get 2 wicked candles back to back like that, where it's green and then it's red, is one that I don't really want to mess with at this moment. Want to wait and see what happens over the next couple minutes. So now if we come back and we get some rejection in this area here, that is interesting to me. That's where I might want to take a put entry. If we could pop up, test this area, get rejection, and come down, I would consider a put again under 403.40. But we need to see that rejection right around this box I just drew. And then obviously if we take a put, it's going to be the 403. It's at $1.08 right now. So we'll just wait. All right, let me check what the price is. All right, we're about $1.16. Yeah, they're wicked candles. I'll tell you what. All right, that's my entry. I'll let you know when I'm filled and what I filled for. All right, I'm in. This box is my stop loss. Super tight stop loss right above this wick high. Like say 403.75 would be stop loss. All right, I'm already up 12%. That was a nice dump candle there. I'm selling. Sorry guys, I'm selling, talking, buying. Wow, what an entry that was, folks. Woo! 30% candle right there. That is insanity right there. That's what we want to see, baby. Let's go. Yeah, that was beautiful right there. I'm up 22%. And I just sold half my contracts. I've got 4 contracts left. And I'm up 18% right now. All right. That's an exhaustion candle. So if you didn't get any sells off on that candle right there, it was an exhaustion candle. This is the area we're watching. That was obviously an exhaustion candle. It's not sustainable to have multiple candles that behave like that. So be ready. Like, you can always reposition. Don't let it get where you go deep red. All right, because here's the reality. That doesn't mean just because we have a green comeback candle, it doesn't mean we're going to pop up to 404.16. All it means is this is an exhaustion candle, meaning it's not sustainable to have multiple candles like that in a row without a news catalyst, without something. All right. And so on that fact, I want to see the next candle close less than 2/3 of the way back up, which it did. So 2/3 is about right here. All right. And we closed way lower than that. We didn't even wick high in that 2/3 area. That's what gives me a little bit of confidence, at least in the moment, that we're not reversal and it wasn't a bear trap. All right. We don't want to see it eat up 2/3 of that candle. Now this candle, all right, we got most of our body at the bottom of the candle, massive wick at the top of the candle. Our time sales is sprinkling a little bit green right now, but then that red's coming in. You could see as well that red coming in. If we sweep this low and lose this low, we should go to 402.50. No problem. No problem. But we need to lose that low pretty stinking quick here. So there's your second chance at sell for over 20%. They're always 0 DTEs when we're live trading. And I wouldn't suggest getting into them now. These are super quick. These are quick scalp type trades, and we're already up about 20% at this point. I would like to see a little blowback and maybe some rejection at, say, 403.15. is where I would expect that blowback, that pushback, and then you come back up. So let's see if we get our 402.50. I do expect this to get some 402.50. I'm going to sell 2 more. I'm down to 2. Same stop loss, 20%. There we go. I think we'll touch that 402.50. Yeah, this is pretty bearish right here. So there we go. There's our 402.52. Don't make a liar out of me off by a penny. Come on. Painful. I'll tell you what. I'm losing my touch, guys. I was off by a penny there. So we'll see if it comes back down, because this candle is trying to pull back more than 2/3. So I want to see us come back up and get some rejection between 403.25 and 403.40 for the next leg down, if we don't come right back down right now. This was a really nice sell-off here. As you can see, those 403s are currently at 156. They hit a high of 163. Even if you got in 10% above me, even if you got in at 130, you're up 20%. Like, it's really tough to get the exact entry as me. But as you're talking through the trade, I'll tell you if it's not a good entry anymore. Like the question a couple minutes ago, I said it wasn't a good entry. This was a perfect entry, though, actually. When you see a candle come up, not test 2/3, like I say, my worst nightmare as a live trader is I tell you to get it out. I tell you to get into that trade, and we get an exhaustion candle as you're trying to get in the trade, because I feel like you get a bum fill. And then our best case scenario, the dream, is having that next candle, which was this candle right here, not come back 2/3 of the way, come back where it did, and then you take your entry, because okay, this isn't pushing back. Now what we want to see at this point, I want to see this area here, our box here, and we'll get another put entry. Out of all my puts. Final 2 I sold for 2%. I'm out of all at this point. We'll take a second entry. We're fine. And we're actually going to do that over in the Discord. Anyone that enjoys trading with us, make sure you check us out in the Discord. You could DM OG Nikki, Emma Jamma, Mr. SLP. We could get you set up there. We're going to continue live trading Discord, exclusive live trading with at least 3 more option plays. Thank you for joining us. Peace out.